to the recording, guys. Hopefully we are here and we are live. We are here on this beautiful Sunday morning, afternoon for her with, I had to write it down because it's a beautiful name, Amelie Gouiffes. And she's a speaker, and what I'm very excited to get into is because she's joining us from Spain today, and so we are stretching the globe, and we are spanning the world to talk about, a similar mission. I think we had talked a little bit before about how we had got connected, and you had learned a little bit about the One Life community. But I'm excited to get into your journey and to see, after doing a little bit of research, how your message really aligns with what we are about here at One Life. And I titled the message today, Revealing Your Inner Diamond. And I thought that it was such when I saw that on your website, it was such a fitting topic, because one of the things that we talk about here at One Life is going through that journey from getting started to being well on your way and to eventually mastering something. And we find that even a lot of our masters, although they're masters in one area, they come back and they realize that there's growth to be had in other areas. And so I'm curious what your journey has been and how you've kind of taken your experiences and are now turning around and giving those back to other people. So thank you for that, and thank you for spending time with us today.
Well, thank you for having me. And as we were discussing just before starting, it's so exciting that technology enables us to be here, you in America, me in Spain. It's early evening for me. So I like this magic of things, that I'm finishing the Sunday, getting ready for Monday, initiating the Sunday, and here we are, and on a common topic, which is, the inner diamond. I love that you have picked that, because this is something that's been a major breakthrough in my life. I worked 17 years in war zones and country natural disasters. And I met amazing people who had lost everything, people maybe who never had anything, and people who, despite this situation, despite the environment, the context, what they were going through, gave me so much and showed me the human being, the humanity in its raw aspect, in its real aspect, in this authentic aspect. And they showed me that we are so much more than what we have, than what we say, than what we possess, no? And they actually showed me that, yes, we are like, diamond actually come from the Greek word adamas, which means unbreakable, something you cannot break. And I noticed when I met all these people with tough experiences, but so inspiring lives and philosophies and with this energy and this resiliency, I really noticed that we all are a diamond. We all have within this inner diamond that no circumstance can break. And few years back, I was actually reading an article on how the diamond as a gem comes from, where it comes from. I had no clue, and I didn't know that it comes, a long time back, from volcanic eruptions from the center of the earth up to higher levels. And I say, wow, it's amazing. It's a little like us. In our lives, we sort of need these volcanic eruptions, these earthquakes that shakes us so much. And normally, life is really generous. When we have one issue that is not going, it's the full package, no? The health, the relationship, the job, the business, everything sort of cracks down together or explodes. And then when I read this article, I said, yes, that's what I saw. I remembered all these people I had met in Colombia, Afghanistan, North Korea, Zimbabwe, Eritrea. I've been traveling in more than 30 countries in these circumstances. And that's always what I saw. These strength, this resiliency, this ability to bounce, but not only bounce back, bounce forward. And when we think about our lives, and I would like to invite all of us all the people who are listening now, just let us reconnect now with this moment in our lives. And it may be right now where we're having an earthquake in our life. And it may be small or big. There's no way to compare with another life. But for us, it feels like an earthquake. Or let us think about an earthquake that we passed through. What got us back on our feet? What got us back like fierce, like Caroline, who is really a top-level contributor of this community. This is this inner diamond, this unbreakable thing and set of qualities that we hold within.
It's you talked about eruptions, right? And you got a chance to, those of you guys who are watching the video, you guys saw my little guy Cashton, who is a frequent of the show. And we also talked beforehand about the decisions of parenthood, and in no part was were we deciding that, right? That was very much a gift that we were given and willingly accepted. But us being both parents, I mean, that felt like an eruption. There was a ton of complications with the pregnancy, and there was just it was a very volcanic experience, for sure. And being a lot of the people here in our community are entrepreneurs and business owners, and me running my own business while doing all this, I very much had to accept a lot of things and realize that there was going to be growth coming in other areas, and it was very much an acceptance of that, and that there was growth outside of just revenue or growth outside of just entrepreneurial success. And so I'd love for you to talk about, whether it's the people that you've interacted with or even on your own journey, how some of these experiences that could sometimes shake somebody or send somebody into the wrong direction actually provide the resilience or provide the character for the journey that lies ahead, or how those experiences actually play a part in someone's future.
Yes, this it's sort of these experience are going to remove a little all what we thought we had, all maybe the belief, the people who were supporting us, the cash flow that was giving us some kind of peace, all these things. So then suddenly it's like, I like to, for example, in one of the stories I like to share in my talks is the story of an amazing lady I had met in the aftermath of an earthquake in Colombia in 1999. And so I tell the story of this lady, of our encounter, our magic encounter. And this lady actually had lost everything. It was just rubble all around her. She was just standing on her plot of land so that nobody would steal. The only thing she had left, it's a piece of land that somewhere in some paper was holding her name. She had lost her family. She had lost her past, her savings, her home, maybe her hopes, her dreams. And here she was standing. And when we have our businesses and then everything starts, when in our lives our relationship break, or we go through a divorce, we go also through beautiful things like the arrival of a child, but with a lot of challenges around. This is where we are. So then what is here is like, oh my God, what are my crutches? Well, my only crutch is myself. So this is this inner diamond, no? And what is this inner diamond made? It's my core values. It's this one quality that I have, that we all have, one core quality that no matter what will always move us. So the invitation is sort doing the little work, because while we're listening, it's difficult. But just after this podcast, just to take a little piece of paper and define what are the 3 core values that define yourself. The 3 things in your life that you would say, if you remove that from me, I just don't breathe anymore. I don't feel alive. What are these 3 things that I really need to feel alive and to feel to feel alive? So that's one part. And then the second part is like an invitation to look at what is this one quality in all the challenges I had in my life. And when I say in my life, it can mean in my business. So let us look at what is more relevant. Feeling very challenged in my business. Okay, let us look. The business has a need a diamond also. What are the core values of my business? What is this one quality that in the way have led my business? So in the way my business has gone through the highs and the lows, what is this one quality, because of the spirit of the team, because of whatever I gave to the business, what is this one quality that we have demonstrated we keep and we can recur to? Okay, so when I can put it on, is it courage? Is it perseverance? Is it constancy? Is it creativity? Is it, what is this one quality? Is it the team? Is it on the contrary, the leadership? Well, I don't know. So find at least this one quality and say, okay, I have that. I have demonstrated this is mine. So this is your diamond. This is your core. Okay, so reconnect with it. Okay, what does that mean today where I am? Okay, let me step into my leadership. Let me step in my courage. Let me step into this drive that I have when I have the earthquake around me. Okay, what does that mean in terms of action in my life or in my business? And then move on there. It's a matter, I think, of when we have these experiences. I had in the past years, I had one of these volcanic eruptions. They're cyclical, no? Is it this one, like we need to grow and to get out of the comfort zone? So life is going to send us, well, the universe, I mean, they always say, and I like that, is what you can take. So sometimes when everything seems overwhelming, I say, okay, universe will never send me something I cannot manage. So let us breathe, and let us check what is there. And in my last, I would say, earthquake, I have to confess, I was sort of so tired or maybe burnt out that I removed the hands of the steering wheel of my life. Our vehicle is our most beautiful vehicle is our life, no? And I noticed now, with perspective, I sort of removed the hands of my steering wheel, and I was expecting my relationship, I was expecting circumstances, I was expecting change of country, I was expecting things to take the control of my car, of my life, and then take me in one direction or the other. And it has been a disaster. So it's been a disaster one after the other, because your car, then I crashed my car. So I did a little video once, I called it The Day I Crashed My Lamborghini, because it's a Lamborghini, our life. It's something so precious. I just removed the hands and let it crash, because no one is going to ever take your steering wheel. And things have changed the day I said, okay, I stopped. I called my mom. I said, Mom, can you take the kids? I go 2 weeks to a monastery. I just need to breathe, to clear the mind, and with my core, with my values, with my qualities, and with my mission, with whatever is there, and with the universe. So I took these 2 weeks, and then after that, I said, okay, let me take back the steering wheel. One little action. So I made a decision, a first decision, and it was amazing. After I had taken this decision, which was where to put my suitcases and where to move country and where to go, everything started coming. The direction started to appear, the support system, it was just a matter of putting again, taking the power, feeling the power of I am into action. So for me, it's very important. Stop when you are full speed and you're feeling that the engine is burning, everything is burning. I mean, we all have passed through that now. And now we have this word now, the burnout. And we so many times we say it. I'm burning out, but are we stopping now? So when we burn out, is stop, breathe, clear the mind, and then take this one action.
You presented some really actionable things there, and one thing that I think is important even before that is realizing that you still have control. And I found myself, going to that place, and I was reminded last week with one of our guests who said that we're not just these beings being impacted and helpless to our to our future, to our destiny. I mean, we are our co-creators, and we're playing this role. So what helps you to stay grounded and to stay, you mentioned, taking that space. But I'm curious to go back to before that moment where you decided to take that space, and, when you realized that maybe the burnout was coming, like, how do you remind yourself that you're still in control, and remind yourself that you're not just subject to these circumstances?
Actually, if I'm very sincere, I would say, I don't know if I think I was really totally burnt out. I had burnt out all the areas of my life. I mean, it was everything burnt. So I think there was a stage that, like, I mean, it was like the earthquake. No, you look around, there's just rubble. Nothing is working. Nothing is functioning. Even your usual motivation, your usual dynamism, your usual thing, you don't even recognize yourself. So it was a little this. There's the part of action and control. Actually, what also I've been learning, and I'm working on it, is this part of faith, this part of trust, of something that we're actually not controlling, and that if we do the right actions, universe is taking care. Like I would say, I took this little action to make a decision, then things started to pump in. So there's this balance, I think, to find. So what happened is that when I said, okay, I had no other choice than just to stop, because it was all burned. So, it was a little like, boom, banging against the wall, and you say, okay, it hurts too much, I need to stop here. And so what I would recommend, and what now I'm looking at in my life, is that as soon as I see the good things, when you get older, also the body quickly tells you hello. no, and even everything, the energy, the motivation, everything is quickly telling you hello, no, because So the only message I would like to say, and I'm working on applying in my life, is, okay, let's hear the little signals before. Let's see, okay, no, I'm not feeling good, I'm feeling down. In the morning, I need to do, because there's the miracle morning, that's for energizing, but that's aligned with where I am and what I want to do. But me, at some stage, I was spending 1 hour doing affirmation and gratitude just to motivate myself that I'm happy, when was not. And I was not excited to go and do this difference to make. Am I doing a miracle morning, or am I doing a disastrous morning just to try to get through the day? And that's what I was. So for me, I think each one, we have in ourselves this alarm bell to say, okay, it's not me. It's not me, that I have during 30 minutes to repeat affirmations that are not even mine, to try to make my day. And for me, so that's the first thing. What is your personal alarm bell? So for me, it's that. If one morning I feel that one morning it happens, no? But it happens to be tired, it happens to be demotivated, it happens to be sad, it happens to be hurt because we had a business partner who did that, or we have a disappointment with our community, and I mean, it's part of the thing. So yes, but we know the difference. When it is that, then there's an issue. And here, so what is my alarm bell? And my alarm bell actually is showing me the symptoms. What is the burnout? The burnout is I've pushed too much, but I've pushed too much in the wrong direction, or with the wrong engine, or I didn't put the proper fuel. No? So what is all that? This is my mission. This is what I call the legacy. No? So what is, you know, one of the thing we all have in common, and values, whatever is what we believe is our mission, whatever our priorities in life, we all create legacy by who we are and what we do every minute. Right now, you and me, the people who are listening, we are living our legacy. And when I understood that also, because, you know, before I was 17 years doing humanitarian aid, so in the field. So here you have people suffering, you in action, you're doing, you don't ask yourself, am I living my legacy? Because your legacy is every minute. You see it, you know, you saving life, protecting life, being with people who are in deep suffering, and you're there and you're working. And then I changed my career because there was this inner call. Go, there's another journey. There's another mission for you. There's something else where you have to go and give something. So I followed this, but with no idea where I was going. Then it was 5 years back. Then I opened my own company, got into coaching, speaking. I mean, I still do consulting in humanitarian aid and corporate social responsibility, but it was very different environment. I met entrepreneurs I had never seen in my life, an entrepreneur. I was going to multinationals to speak. Oh my God, I had never been in a multinational, well, except in the summer jobs, you know, when I was young. So it was a new planet, a new world. And suddenly, what, you know? And then the day I understood, we often say leaving a legacy, no? Leave. And I say, when I'm going to ask myself this question, the day I'm on my deathbed, and I'm going to think, oh, what is the legacy I'm leaving behind? And they have noticed, you know, these nurses who do the follow-up of people who are finishing their lives, who are accompanying these people, they often say that what comes up is regrets, regrets, and regrets. And I say, it's horrible. And why is it regrets? Because we're not into living, L-I-V-E, our legacies with consciousness, with awareness. Because actually we do it through what we do, through who we are. We live our legacy. So my invitation for also going through the earthquakes and taking the power of the eruption, you know, it's resiliency. The definition of resiliency is bouncing back to what you are, being able to bounce back, no? And I was in January in a disaster management conference in Mumbai, India. And there was this lady from the Philippines. She was saying, actually, she says, I want to speak about bouncing forward. And I love it. Because yes, resiliency is let me take all this energy and the fuel of the stress, like the diamond. The diamond is the fruit of the stress of the. So let us take because stress is energy. Okay, so let us get with all of that. Once we have also, we need to acknowledge our pains and everything. But then, when the next step, let us take all this energy and bounce forward. And what is the thing that aligns me? Okay, this, what we call in the inner diamond, no, my values, my quality. Okay, that makes me, I'm taking one action. I'm starting to take the control and still trusting that the environment, I'm taking the right step, environment's going to be here supportive. And because there are many things that I'm not controlling. And I think maybe also one thing in my life, sometimes a little too arrogant, that I was in control of everything, even the world. So I'm learning on that also, this. And then, okay, what is the legacy I'm living now? So who am I? What do I give to my people? What do I do? It doesn't mean doing humanitarian aid. The way, what is the soap I'm selling people? I mean, what is how I'm influencing or impacting people's life in the way, for example, I take care of older people in a home, or the way I'm designing amazing creations or new technology. I was last week speaking in a multinational tech company, and it was very inspiring to also reconnect them. Sometimes people lose the sense of the we're having on each other. So let's reconnect with that, and let's live it. LIVE. So in the morning that's part of the motivation. Is okay. What do I want to create today? What's my imprint for today? And an imprint does not mean that the big thing. No, little things, little by little.
That's beautiful. You mentioned that diamond is the fruit of the stress, and I've never heard it put so eloquently and so profoundly. So that might be the title of the episode. We'll see. So this has been wonderful, Amelie, and I appreciate you taking your Sunday evening to share with us and to.
Thank you. It was a privilege.
Positivity in the One Life community. We linked up in the post. We have your page, your Facebook page. I know Amelie Speaks is the website. But if people want to, ameliespeaks.com, if people want to get connected,
yes, I would say, look, if you want to listen to some of my videos, the YouTube is Amelie Speaks too. If you want to connect, I have my LinkedIn profile. I use quite a lot. I find LinkedIn a really useful platform. If you want an email, maybe you want yeah.
Say that one more time.
An email with great pleasure. My email.
Wonderful. Yeah. I mean, what you'll find is the One Life community, they are very open and willing and appreciative of positive messages like you. And so I know that this is their introduction to you. And so I'm excited for them to get a chance to watch this on all the different places. We'll be hosted on YouTube, and it's going live on Facebook, and then in a few weeks it'll be out on.
Great. So I'm happy to leave my email, and if you want to connect with me by email, or even you want, for example, to be on my newsletter. So in my newsletter, I like to speak on how my message is speak and live your legacy. So I share a lot of tips about that, about public speaking, because I think also when we speak our message, it's the first step to get out to the world and sharing our message and living our legacies. I finished my book, my first book. It's Speak and Live Your Legacy. It's in English. So I'm right now looking for a publisher, and once it's done, so I will be happy for you to know that. There are many things happening right now, an online course on the elevator pitch, which is a tool I love to use. The 60 seconds, when people ask you, what do you do? And here is a powerful and empowering opportunity to start saying, who am I and what I do, And so all these little things are happening. So if you want, look, my email is Amelie at Amelie. Amelie, like the movie, the spelling. So
can you repeat it one more time? I think the internet gave out a little bit.
Yes. So it's Amelie at ameliespeaks.com.
Wonderful. And all that will be
in to me, and I'll be happy to keep connected, or through the newsletter, get on the YouTube. I always answer to all the comments, private messages. So I look forward to connecting with all of you, and and to continue this relationship further.
Well, I thank you for that, and more importantly, the shield that you've taken up to go on this mission, and over these years to really help people from these volcanic events in their life, and they can be real turning points for people. So I appreciate you taking up that role. For you guys out there listening, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us, and we'll see you on the next recording.